What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kiya and J Studios. It's your boy Jay.
It's your girl Kiya.
And today we have a reaction video.
Alright guys, so today we'll be reacting to the official trailer for the Eternals. If you guys have been subscribed to us for a while, you'll know that we did do a reaction before. I think it was a teaser that we did the reaction to. So we're really excited to finally get the official trailer. So what we plan on doing is doing the reaction, and then we'll say our review or whatever, and then we'll do a breakdown of the trailer and things like that. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be dope, you guys. And if you haven't seen our last video, definitely go check it out. We gave you guys all the updates for all the Star Wars series that are already released on Disney Plus or coming to Disney Plus. So if you want to get updated, check out that video. We have plenty of timestamps, so that way you guys can watch the video and go to the parts that you want to go to. We set y'all up. Also, I'd like to, anybody who's like looking to learn more about Star Wars and things like that, I have a channel that I'm going to link down below where you guys can, basically they have all the videos on different species, different characters, their background. If you're a fan of Ahsoka, then you're definitely going to want to watch that as well, because they have a part 1 and part 2 breaking down her character. In that video we talked about her a little bit, saying that you guys should watch the Clone Wars to really get to learn more about her. But in that video, in those videos, actually break down everything, so you don't have to actually go through and watch it, the whole series. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. So let's get right into this reaction.
5 years ago, Thanos erased half of the population of the universe. But the people of this planet brought everyone back with a snap of a finger.
I love her as an actress, especially that woman
Return
there.
of the population provided the necessary energy for the emergence to begin.
Uh-oh.
How long do we have?
7 days.
Dang, this movie's gonna be intense. They only got 7 days.
We're Eternals. We came here 7,000 years ago to protect humans from the Deviants.
Wow.
Bro, how he just missed like that is my question. Like,
All the other terrible things throughout history.
We were instructed not to interfere in any human conflicts unless Deviants are involved.
That sounds more like a curse than anything. Dang, wow.
We need to find the others.
I haven't seen some of them for centuries.
That kid.
Hello.
This is what the end of the world looks like. Used to be a front row seat.
You know what's never saved the planet? Your sarcasm.
I love how they just look like regular people, like average people.
We've loved these people since the day we arrived. When you love something, you protect it.
Aww. All their abilities are so dope though.
You can't protect.
Ew. Ew. Okay,
bro,
he
honestly
looked like
he
Superman
sucked.
just then. Him?
Nah, he honestly looked like he sucked, cause like,
What's this even made of? Vibranium. Fall collection. IKEA.
IKEA. He said fall collection IKEA.
He honestly looked like he sucked to me, cause like, first of all you gotta do is look. Like, it doesn't require, like, you just gotta look in the direction.
He gave me like
And,
Superman vibes.
I mean, but like, he's like, well, you know, Superman ain't all that either, but
Yeah.
like, Like all you gotta do is look in the direction and hit it. Like I'm looking at the beginning of the trailer. I'm like, how did you miss? How do you miss?
It don't look like he missed by that much. You have to do an instant replay.
He ain't even hit it. Like, look, go back.
Oh.
He missed.
Oh yeah, he did. Oh my god.
Like, how did you miss?
They were like right over him too.
Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I didn't know.
Like, I don't understand how you missed.
I thought you meant you were talking about the punch. I was like, it looked like he got him.
Nah,
right?
he ain't missed.
But anyway, the trailer as a whole, I feel like they're really gonna try to get us connected with these characters. Even though I feel like everything's gonna be happening kind of fast, I feel like it's gonna be paced in a way that we're gonna understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
This is gonna be a 2 hour
and
some change movie. It's not gonna be. I don't think this is gonna be a short movie.
Yeah, I think it might be like a lengthy movie, but I feel like because they're also introducing some new characters, of course, they're gonna have to go through exactly the characters as individuals. Not like focusing too much, but they have to establish those characters first, and then also bring in the other things that come with it. So it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be probably slow, probably in the beginning part, and then it's just gonna speed up, or something like that. But I feel like it's gonna be well paced. It looks like it's gonna be a really good movie. A lot of stuff in there and we're also gonna learn a lot of things that we didn't know before. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's gonna be a really good movie. I'm really excited about it.
Really good cast.
Really good cast. I love the cast.
I think the only person I really have a question about is Angelina Jolie. I wasn't sure how. I mean, we know she's played parts like Maleficent before, but you know that was more of the evil part, and she did Salt too.
She was a G. I feel like she did. I feel like she'll be good in this.
I mean, it's still a different kind of part, if you understand what I'm saying. It's like a bridge between the two, sort of. I think that I know she can play it, but it's about how she fits.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's not always the actor's fault. Sometimes it's script and everything like that.
I think Marvel
does a really good job with casting and picking people.
Yeah.
And I think she'll do well.
Right. Okay, I can understand that part. I can understand that. I'm sure some people will agree with you on that. Alright, so you guys, so moving on to the breakdown. We're going to break everything down. We're going to go over, I guess you could call them theories as well with some parts, but we're just going to get right into it. Alright, so we're going to go over the Eternals. So you guys who don't know, this is like a brief little description of like who they are. So they're basically an alien race that came to Earth 7,000 years ago. And basically what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to protect the humans from the Deviants. That's basically what they were created to do.
It's the classic back and forth angel demon,
right?
Zeus Hades type thing.
Right.
Always the same. It's the same thing that we always see. So basically the plot of the storyline overall is as with every good storyline, especially when you're trying to create a sequel, there's always a negative to the positive, and we saw that the positive in Infinity War and in Endgame is that they were able to reverse the blip or the snap and bring everybody back.
Right.
But the negative that came with that positive is the energy that came from the blip gave enough energy for the emergence to happen. So basically the Deviants aren't locked up anymore. They were released because the snap was reversed. There was enough energy for the snap to be reversed. So basically, plus minus, positive, negative, and now we finally have to see the Eternals interfere.
Right. Exactly. So this brings us to the next question. So what exactly is the Emergence? Okay, so there's basically two theories to this, but I feel like they're not even necessarily theories because they're actually in the comics and stuff like that. I feel like these two actually go together, but I guess I could say them in like two parts. So the first part is that the Celestials destroyed the Deviants. So basically this is going back to the Deviants. We're going to get to know exactly what the Deviants are and a little bit of history about that and why they're actually on Earth and stuff like that. So the Celestials destroyed the Deviants Empire during the Deviants War with Atlantis. So basically what happens is the Celestials are able to, they basically battle with the Deviants and they win. And as a result of that, Atlantis is sent to the bottom of the, obviously it sinks. And the Deviants are basically stuck there in Atlantis underneath the sea. And basically, the Eternals, like I said before, they were created to protect the humans from the Deviants. So if you remember from the trailer, you saw the Deviant coming out of the ocean. It came out of the ocean because that's where they're supposed to stay, down there. So they're basically supposed to protect the humans from those
Kaiju, if anybody's seen Pacific Rim.
Right. And so
the first one, not the second one. The second one sucked.
So the emergence is kind of like basically like what he said before. It's basically like this big event because of that energy that was created after the snap. It's enough energy to where they'll actually be able to come up from down where they're being kept. So it's enough energy to have them come up, which is a really bad thing, obviously, because obviously those are some powerful creatures. So the other thing is, the second part is that because, well, I guess the emergence, it could also mean that the Celestials are coming back to judge Earth. So the reason why this is because obviously the Eternals are supposed to protect the people from the Deviants. So because of the snap and all the other stuff that happened, it will obviously draw attention to Earth, obviously, because of everything that's happened. So the Celestials will obviously see that as a problem, like, okay, so they're doing all this, you got all this stuff going on. Eternals, you're supposed to keep all this stuff, like, you're supposed to keep the Deviants under control. So yes, basically, the Celestials will probably see Earth as a threat, therefore, the destruction of Earth. That's basically the bottom line, is that Earth could be destroyed because, one, the snap and everything being off balance and all that other kind of stuff. Basically just chaos in general. The chaos that's going on Earth will lead them to want to destroy Earth. And so the Eternals are trying to prevent that from happening.
I mean, my only confusion with this is, my question would be, okay, the Celestials know that there will be a snap, be a blip, right? Number two, why would the Eternals already need to be there? Because they had been there for centuries and nothing happened. So you sent them to protect them from deviants that are already buried in the earth, right? And they haven't escaped to this point. Why didn't you just make it to where when the deviants escaped, you sent them, as opposed to just having them there pretty much doing nothing? Because had the snap not happened, right? Because keep in mind, Peter Quill was this close to getting the gauntlet off of Thanos. Snap never happens. No, it was Peter Quill that kept them, that prevented them from getting the gauntlet off of Thanos. My bad, y'all. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it doesn't really, like, that's the only thing that's not really registering with me. Maybe somebody has an answer to that. I haven't done like a deep dive on research. I haven't had the time to like do a deep dive on the research of it.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting too that you say that, because it also brings us to the next point of why they didn't interfere when Thanos came in the first place, because that could have prevented everything from happening if they would have been able to step in. That would have been extra power. The amount of power that all of them have, especially combined, is so much. I feel like they would have been
outside of the guy with the laser eyes. I don't think he's anything
yeah, they would
special.
have been fine, but they weren't allowed to step in unless deviants were involved, and deviants weren't involved.
Leave them there.
That kind of reminds me of Hades. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously you need to keep whatever it is in there, right? And you need to have guards out there to prevent them from escaping. You know what I'm saying? So in order to keep that under control, obviously you gotta have people there. You can't just like send them.
But they can't interfere. So what's the point? Like, if you can't prevent an event that will release the deviants from happening, what's the point of you being there? You see what I'm saying? If I can't see that Thanos is gonna cause a problem, that Thanos with these Infinity Stones is gonna cause these deviants to get released, or it could lead to that, why can I interfere?
It's like a trickle effect type thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's connected to it, why can't they interfere? Like, I understand human affairs, but technically that's not a human affair. Thanos is not a human.
I guess that's what would have people mad at them or have some type of beef with them, because they could have helped to prevent it before it happened.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, okay, you're saying that you can't interfere with human affairs. Thanos is not a human, and the power that Thanos has can have the power that Thanos wields has a direct effect on the deviants. So why am I not allowed to interfere at that point when I see that this is something that's related to the deviants? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's partly, like I said, somebody may know more than what I know. But that's where and people said I'm not critical of Marvel. I am critical of Marvel. When I see things that I don't like, I'm going to say it. And this is one of the issues that I have. It's like, it just simply doesn't make sense unless the Celestials are just dumb. Maybe that's the point. The assignment that the Celestials gave doesn't make sense. So after this particular movie, after they solve this problem, maybe they change the way that they do things. Maybe they realize that the whole situation with Thanos and the cause and the effect of it it forces them to change the way that they do things.
Right.
So now they're interfering in human affairs. That can have an effect on the assignment that was given to them from the Celestials. Maybe that is what we're gonna see in the movie. But
all right, so back to this Emergence now. Okay, so basically to go back to what I was saying before, I think it could be both of these scenarios where you have the Deviants that could possibly escape because of this energy, and then also dealing with the Celestials that will come and then judge Earth for that. But I think that's more like a trickle thing too. So you have the Deviants that escape, and then you kind of have like the Celestials that are aware of what's going on. It's kind of like, this Earth is a problem. We need to get rid of this issue because it's obviously a threat. So I feel like it could be both of these things. They need to stop the Deviants before these the Celestials come to prevent that whole situation from happening. And another reason why I think that Celestials could obviously be another issue in the movies, because they actually show the Celestial in the actual trailer. And I believe people were saying that it's Arisham the Judge.
Man, at this point, I'm not a fan of the Celestials. Like, I don't like them.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, if you guys don't know who the Celestials are, we'll go through a short little thing. Alright, so the Celestials are powerful extraterrestrial cosmic beings that first made an appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, okay? So, if you recall that, just a short little recap, Peter's father Ego was actually... Peter's father Ego was actually a Celestial, so... his goal was to create a whole new Celestial by... He basically went from planet to planet, planting his seed,
knocking women up.
Exactly, so that he can get these
sowing
children.
His royal oats.
Yes, he did. And basically his goal was to create a whole new Celestial, but he was failing. None of the children were actually had these powers and abilities, so therefore he killed them. Peter, however, was a success because he did have those powers and abilities, which is exactly what he wanted. And basically, yes, so he's this first Celestial that we're actually introduced to in the Marvel Universe. I love how they set that up, so that way it kind of introduces them so we exactly know like who they are.
And it just shows you how irrational and really short-sighted and dumb Celestials are.
Yeah.
Like, how the heck are you a Celestial, but you don't know what race to mate with for your child to have Celestial powers? And you're supposed to be a Celestial. You're supposed to know these things.
They actually created the Eternals and the Deviants, which is another dumb thing. Like you created, obviously the Deviants must have been obviously a fail.
Like, I mean, my thing is this: did you create the Deviants as something else and something like morph into that? Like, that would make sense. But if you create it, I would need to look into that, because like if they just created Deviant straight up, like, goofy.
It's like, that's embarrassing. So you build on one creation that basically is you've been battling with, obviously, and then now you have to create a whole another group of people to stop those creatures.
And even then, Celestials get even dumber in the form of Peter Quill, because he doesn't even use his powers. Like, it's just like, if we being straight up, like, he has Celestial powers, but like anybody on the Guardians of the Galaxy, now that Thor is on the team, anybody on the Guardians of the Galaxy can down him, including Rocket.
I mean, if you think about it, first of all, his own father killed his mother, which is enough resentment. So maybe he just doesn't want to have that connection with
Listen. I don't care. My thing is this. Like, I'm going to use the mess out of these powers. Especially, you have Celestial powers. Yeah. And he ultimately became responsible for why the Avengers failed to get the gauntlet off of Thanos. It was his fault.
But anyways, I'm excited about this movie. I'm excited. It's gonna be interesting to see exactly where they go with the storyline. They're introducing a lot of new things and definitely expanding a lot more beyond what we already know. So you already see like that transition where they're bringing in new heroes, bringing in new villains. Phase 5, right. So they're bringing in new heroes, new villains and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see it really expand even more, because
I can't say I'm excited, but I can say I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued.
That's a better word. That's a better word to use.
Because I want to see where they go with it. Me personally, I'm looking at it and I'm like, there's a lot in it that doesn't make sense to me, and because it doesn't make sense, I want them to make it make sense for me. Okay, I need you to make this make sense. That
too, and also like this is like they bring up stuff that mostly people who have read the comics and stuff would know. So this is something that we'll have to like look up and do research on as well, because even putting this together, I had to make sure I had the right information and stuff like that, because even I wasn't like really
with Eternals. I've looked into it, but I haven't really done like a deep dive. I just was never really that interested. I wasn't interested enough to actually look into the Eternals. I know they have an intriguing story.
Marvel is really good at putting stuff together. So
Yeah. I'm sure they have a good explanation for why it sounds so dumb.
One thing I forgot to mention before is that the Celestials actually go from planet to planet, and they basically judge them, and they will destroy the planet if they, you know, like that's basically what they do. And they also utilize the stones as well, which is kind of like, well, why would you have an issue with Thanos when you guys are basically doing the same thing? Going from planet to planet, judging them, and then destroying them if you see fit. It was a very good trailer. It's gonna be interesting to see the movie. What did you guys think? Do you guys have any theories or anything like that? Anything you want to add to it? Make sure you comment that down below.
Please, if you have any information that can, you know,
yeah, because guys, we're not
my path straight on this thing.
we're not Marvel experts, so don't expect us to have everything right, correct, or anything. Like, if there's something that we say incorrectly or something that you would like to let us know that we didn't know before, just comment it kindly down below, and we'll really appreciate that.
I haven't really had the chance to actually like look into it and do a deep dive. So if you have any information, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. Make sure you hit the like, share, follow, subscribe. If you're still here, you might as well. If you've been here for 2 or 3 videos, why haven't you hit the subscribe button yet? It really don't make sense. Hit that bell because we do be posting videos every now and then.
Yes.
So make sure that you get them updates for when these new videos come up. We have a lot of new followers. What's good?
Yeah, what's up, new subscribers, new subbies? What's good? Welcome to the fam. Yes, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in another video.
Post with a thumbnail.